Welcome to Marlowe House Presents. I'm Andrew Marlowe.
I'm Monica Marlowe.
I'm Scott.
I'm Deborah.
And today we'll be playing a little Numenera.
Yay!
A little.
Oh, yeah. We're going to continue the characters that we started with our extra live stream, which is still posted up on YouTube. So, if you didn't catch that, you can go back and catch it, but it won't be necessary to have listened to it to hear what we're doing today. Monica, why don't you tell us a little bit about the character that you're playing?
I am playing Ristum, who is an imaginary delve who dances with dark matter. And when last we met, she was a salvager for Numenera and has one of my favorite oddities, the stuffed ravage bear that makes growling noises when you squeeze it. I have a simple life.
Well, you know, sometimes it's the little things that work out best in the world.
Yep.
I guess I'll do it. I'm playing Alheri, who is a tough glaive who fights with panache. Last time I was essentially the muscle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were.
That'll probably still be the case.
Because Numenera is just outside my pay grade.
I am playing Yama, who is a clever jack who shreds the walls of the world. And although I was kind of the heavy too last time because I have a hammer and I can deliver quite a powerful strike through the hammer and with some Numenera or with some special abilities punch through that as well. But as a jack, I get a little bit of everything.
So I'm the brain and this is my brawn.
Well... I don't know if I'm
kidding.
kind of mid-brawn, mid-brains.
What was your character type again, Monica?
I'm a delve.
A delve. So we have one of the new and two of the old.
Mm-hmm. Very
good. So you all come from the two villages of Zeph and
Ovum.
Ovum. I don't know why I couldn't remember that.
Or, yeah, Ovum. Is Ovum.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ovon.
Ovon.
Not ovum.
Yeah.
Slightly different
Ovon.
thing.
Yeah, well, that's, you know, as
We're
a
from
nurse.
the town of Egg.
Yeah. No.
Oh, we have a new friend. We named him.
Yeah, but he's still back. He's going to be back in town.
Yeah, he's going to be back in town.
What?
Remember, did we
big
name him
robot.
Zephyr?
Oh, that's right.
We named him Zevin.
That's right. His name is Evan.
Zevin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We have an NPC with us already.
We have our own grief steal.
Yay.
Because everybody needs a grief steal.
That's right.
So, you guys are from Zeph and Oven, and
I know. I'm sorry. It's my fault.
any rate, and so you're from Zeph and Oven, and there's the two villages sit on either end of a valley, and for a very long time there was conflict and strife, and since the mission to avert the Forgetting Doomsday, the two villages have kind of come together, and they've been exploring that valley area, and they've come across things that were forgotten and things that were, of value, but they're not all working properly. And so one of the most intriguing pieces that could bring quite a bit of prosperity to the two villages is terribly broken. And they did a bit of research after it was discovered, and there are coordinates to someplace elsewhere. someplace not in the ninth world, someplace somewhere beyond.
Wow.
And you were all tasked with going out and finding a way to get to it. The pieces that you would need to fix this device.
Okay.
You followed rumor and innuendo and hard and fast information, and it has led you into the beyond, far from home.
We get around.
You do. And it has led you to the town of Naradaran. And Naradaran is home to about 100 people. The Clave is a dome-like brick structure, and it sits at the center of the community. There are surrounding homes, and they are arranged out in sort of a staggered spiral pattern that stretches out around the big meeting house. And out there
Guys, on tight. There you go.
Sorry.
it's all right.
A lot of allergies out here in the beyond.
So dusty.
So they're mostly farmers out here. But the rumors that have brought you here is that there's apparently some sort of ship that can cross worlds that was found in an installation beneath the town. And so you come seeking transit on this ship. People here are mostly farmers. There are a few hunters. There's a common house, so there's a good place to rest. There's a tavern, so there's a place to drink. And as it is right now, you are waiting in one of the taverns for a meeting with the village elder, one of the 2 Aeon priests in the Clave.
Wow, there's an Aeon priest all the way out here in the...
2 of them.
2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so but that would make sense though if they're the ones running the ship.
Right.
Right. But that's sort of a earthly kind of belief system. I was just surprised to find Aeon priests way out here. That's what I think that's kind of my point. It would be like finding a Catholic priest out on, in the stars.
Okay.
Not quite.
Not quite. But
So
it would be...
I will say for everyone, I'm not as experienced with the world of Numenera as these other 3 are. So sometimes explanations are required. So why does it matter again?
The beyond, it's more like...
Oh, wait, the beyond is...
The places on the map that aren't
the-
really filled in.
yeah,
right, okay.
It's the place beyond the mountains.
Okay.
It's the portion outside of the traditional... it's sort of like leaving Europe and going to...
Outer Mongolia?
Or something.
Yeah. Just wouldn't expect to find Catholic priests. Well, maybe. Missionaries.
You can find them anywhere.
I shouldn't make... that is not to disparage Catholic priests at all.
No. Nope. They tend to go everywhere though.
They
Yep.
do.
And Aeon priests do the same thing. They tend to try to go everywhere.
That's true.
Now, okay, so was my statement then that they would be the ones running the ship or at least looking for the ship?
Yes,
That is valid.
that is valid.
Okay.
Okay.
And so you're in the tavern, kind of killing time and waiting for your appointment. So the appointed time comes. You make your way from the tavern to the dome of the Clave, and you're met by a Aeon priest named Ladris. And
Realize how much noise your pencil
She's-
makes until it's even going on.
Right.
so Ladris is in her late 30s. she's kind of got a she's got a well-educated, stiff, sort of formal presentation, and she speaks truth with an accent that indicates that she is, like I said, well-educated, and she bids you to sit in her office. Have a seat. Have a seat.
Thank you.
How is it that I can help you?
We're looking for some parts
I
to
see.
fix a piece of Numenera near our home.
She nods. She looks a little distracted as you're kind of having this opening bit of conversation, and she's okay. Parts. How can we help with that? What is it that you're looking for? Why did you?
Well, we have reason to believe they're in the area, and we were hoping you might be able to help us.
Well, they're not in the area.
Oh, they're not near. Oh, we
They
have to
are
go.
very
Oh, that's
far
right.
away.
Oh, we need transport. I'm sorry. Yes, we're looking for transport actually to the area that the items are.
Mm-hmm. I see. Where is it that you need to go?
Well, I don't know. I was actually taking notes when you told us, so I say the perfect thing.
It's Nara Dara 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 Nara.
Oh my word!
I'm
I'm glad you listened. I'm glad you listened to me. Why do I do this? Why do I do this?
Because we
I was
love
hoping
you
to watch
and you
it on
love
playback to get
us.
that information, but that won't be up on YouTube until at least tomorrow.
Because players don't
Poor
always
planning.
listen.
Seriously, poor planning. No.
I'm sorry, what was the middle part again?
Well, I noticed nobody else is
And the
answering.
last
I've got 11% of a plan.
part and the start part. Just do the whole thing again.
Okay, so you were from Zeph and Ovan.
Ovan. Ovan. Ovan.
Ovan.
We're from the town of.
Wait, this feels really familiar.
I think I remember. That's why I was taking notes on.
Well, here's the thing. We had a disease that caused
Yes, we
holes
have
in our
We have
memories.
memory loss issues still. We suffered from a very catastrophic illness. Our memory's a little. Hold on a minute.
little Swiss cheesy.
I think I might have this in my notes.
Look, there's some coordinates in your notes.
We need to get to this place.
You show her the notes, and she looks at those, and she says, "That's very far away."
Yes, but we understand you have a ship.
She frowns at it, and she kind of coughs. We have a bit of a problem. So maybe we can help each other out.
Okay.
The ship's been stolen.
Well, that is definitely a problem.
And worse, there is a creature that wants the ship. And we don't have it to give, and so now it is threatening to destroy the village.
So wait. So somebody's already stolen a ship, and another third party wants the ship,
Yes.
or they're going to destroy you.
Oriel is a creature of a prior world of incredible power, and it is threatening to destroy the entire city of Naradaran if we don't turn it over. We have to turn it over. But we don't have it. It's already been stolen.
Well, but if we need the ship to get where we're going, we don't want to turn it over either.
We can make arrangements to get you where you need to go before we turn it over.
Well, we'd like to come back too. I mean, getting there isn't going to do us any good if we're
There and
stuck.
back again.
Okay. I think I have that written in my book too.
I think you did that last time.
This creature sounds a little outside our pay grade. Have you tried calling the Slying Seskies? They're lunatics.
They'll take any job. We've heard of them.
Well, I would consider it, but at this point, we have a 5-day deadline.
Okay.
It's already day 3.
So, any suspects on who stole your ship?
I've tried a few things. I've asked around, and I know my partner has asked around. If you go and speak to Gilthea,
Write that down.
I'm writing it all down. I should have kept a notebook. Who knew I was going to have to take so many notes?
if you speak to Gilthea, she may be able to help you out with that. There's also the possibility if you go into the complex that later there's another being below Ishtenazar.
Gesundheit?
Yeah, Ishtenazar.
Ishtenazar.
Ishtenazar. Just like it sounds. Okay, got it.
How many beings are there that you guys have hanging around?
Quite a few.
So this
There are a lot of. Some of them are benevolent. Some of them have been malevolent. But if there was one that was going to know something and be willing to help, Ishtenazar is probably the one.
So
Okay.
all right. Well, then I suppose we really have little choice since we really need access to this vessel.
Right. So let me show you where we kept the raft.
Raft. Okay.
This just gets better and better.
Right? In my head, I see 2 planks and a vine.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
I'm thinking Gilligan's Island a little bit
So
here.
she takes you down beneath the
I
clave.
get to be Marianne.
Fine. You can be Mary.
As long as I don't have to be Mrs. Howell, we're fine. Okay, so we go below the complex
Mhm. So she takes you below the clave.
or clave.
Into a cavity that is cluttered with. It's a cluttered space filled with half dead artifacts. You see, cubes and barrels and bits and pieces and blinking lights and tangles of wires and liquids that are dripping onto things, and it's just a mess. It's just a wild, crazy mess of just junk sort of thrown everywhere.
Seems like a very unsafe environment.
There's also a number of workbenches that seem to elevate and lower from the ceiling, and you could do a number of different things. You see at one side of the room what looks like half-finished power armor hanging off of a rack. She shows you. She's like, so this is where it was when we had it inflated.
Oh, I see a kiddie pool.
And she's like, it was sort of like a silver raindrop on its side. It was like 20 feet wide, round on this end, and she makes a big sweeping gesture with her arm, and then she kind of carries that sweep far back and kind of runs across an imaginary top of the vehicle, down, and so it slopes down. She's like, and then it was pointed back here. When it was unfolded, it looked like a teardrop. But it could fold all the way back up to something little larger than an adventurer's pack. So he could be
Easily stolen.
easily carried and easily stolen.
So what kinds of guards and protections and stuff did you have on this thing?
We don't have a whole lot of need for guards and protections normally. There's been some, we have, but we don't have a lot of people here to do that either. So it's mostly just keeping it secured. And there's so much stuff here nobody's ever bothered with before.
That you know of.
We'd know if something had gone missing before.
Really? This place? You sure? Because it's looking kind of cluttery here, and
Well, these are parts of things that are broken and being repaired. As far as things that are so finished, nothing that's so finished has ever gone missing.
All right.
I look at Court again that they know of.
Yeah.
So, if you speak to Gathia and Ishtenazar, warning, Ishtenazar is a little unusual. Probably like nothing you've ever seen before.
Okay.
They call him Ishtenazar of the Many Eyes.
Noted. So he'll be easy to spot. Yes, I went through
Yeah, you did.
The problem with finding Ishtenazar is that he moves about the facility constantly.
We'll keep
So
an eye out.
tracking him down has been
You too, really.
difficult.
Well, there's still plenty of
Panache.
puns.
Oh, I know. We're coming. I know.
That's what I do.
That's true. It is. It is. You do.
All right.
Thought you liked my jokes.
So
Yeah.
is there anything in the clave we should be aware of then, since we'll
Well,
be
you're going to
wandering
go
around?
into the facility below the clave.
Oh,
There's a prior world facility, and that's where you're going to go.
oh, okay.
Are we?
But if you wish to go, Gathia is down the hall to the left.
Okay.
Is her area, and you can go see her in her laboratory.
Are you going to escort us to her, or so that she knows that we're okay to be asking these questions?
She knows I've been looking for somebody to go find it.
So when these three patsies show up and say, "Hey, we're looking for the raft," she's gonna know who we are.
She's still looking kind of distracted and worried. She's like, and I have to go inform the town council, and I'm already late as to where we stand on things.
All right. Well, I guess we'll go find Gilthea.
Still, in worst case scenario, no one has to worry about re-election.
So after she walks away, so really we're just gonna walk in on this with these people who clearly have no idea about how to keep things secure, and their idea of security is for the people who are investigating. We're just gonna walk in and go, "Hi, we're the ones investigating. Good thing
Well-
you have no idea who we are and what we can do."
Well, I mean, the problem is we don't really have any alternatives, so
I,
leadership sent us here to look for this, so we have to do what we have to do.
Right, but I think we need to ask them a few more questions as far as, because I have a feeling there's going to be a whole lot of information we're not going to get unless we're digging a little deeper than okay, because, oh yes, and there's more below this, and there's more below this, and oh yes, there's lots of these creatures floating around, and some are nice and some are not. Really? That's what we got going on right now?
Have you ever met what we do? Were you not there with us?
No, I have vague memories, but I just.
We did what?
We're just gonna keep walking. Well,
mean,
as Shamu starts to go on, Rustam's like, well, let's just talk about this as we head this way, because
Fine.
Okay.
All right.
So, you follow the directions you were given, and you make your way to where she indicated Gilthea was staying, where her lab is. And her room, as you walk in, is filled with papers and oddities. Um, and it is, a little bit neater than that lab downstairs, but not tremendously so. As you walk past, there's a standing mirror about 6 feet tall. And as you walk past it, you see yourself as you imagine you might look in 50 years.
Well,
It
that's not
reflects
cool.
back at you.
Yeah, I know you like the neat tricksy things, but I'm not digging this one.
This is weird. Nobody wants to see that.
And while you're doing that, you kind of like looking around at, doing the whole, awry thing. A woman comes around from behind one of the stacks of books. She's wearing a bright orange scarf. She's missing her right hand and is, again, like the other Aeon priest, in about her mid-30s. Maybe early 30s. She looks at you and she's... What are you doing in my lab?
We were sent here by Ladros.
To my lab.
Yeah. Well, I mean, assuming this is your lab.
What'd she send you for?
Something about a raft.
Oh. Are you looking for it?
Yes.
So you're the ones that she found to go looking for it. Fantastic.
See, all we have to do is tell her that.
Do you have any papers that denote who you are and why you're doing this? That you're really actually supposed to be here?
You're really kidding, right?
No, she didn't give you anything?
No,
To,
she
like,
was
verify
very
the story?
distracted. No, she was really distracted. Do you know how far a walk it was to get in here to find you? Why would we just come in and make that up?
All right. Highly irregular. You should have papers or
I have
documentation.
I have a book that I'm keeping notes in, and it says, "Go find Gilthea."
And she kind of gives you this flat look, like, okay.
I give her a very flat look back.
All right. So why
I'm
are
f-
you here talking to me then?
I'm feeling much better about all this.
I suddenly feel vindicated. Ha! Because Ladros said you might have some ideas to who took the
Yeah, I
raft.
told her who it was.
She didn't seem to really have time to discuss this with us.
Yeah, she's been a little
Preoccupied?
preoccupied. Is not even
Why
the
is she
whole of
selling
it.
it to?
What? Look, I'm pretty certain it's the two Aeon priests that went on a walkabout and vanished about a year ago.
Wait, this raft has been missing for a year?
No, it's more recent, but I think that they went out and they haven't been seen in about a year. Leeson and Coors, they left the Clave about a year ago, to explore the alternate dimension of Saranac. There's a portal to that in the complex below. And I think they probably went to the limits of their ability to explore and came back and stole the raft.
Where's Saranac?
There's a portal in the... Here, let me get out a piece of paper.
I have a whole book.
Well, here. And she takes it and she pulls out a quill. She dips it in some ink and starts scratching on your paper.
Okay.
She draws out a crude map of what appears to be the complex underneath. So, and it gives off a couple of things of note. She's like, here, and she kind of like draws a line down to where, towards basically the center area of the map. She says, this is the corridor nexus. You'll find a lot of access points to various places in the facility here. And then she draws a few more corridors. She's like, there's a lot of corridors down there, but you'll want to look for the ones that are properly marked. And she makes some notations on coding She's like, we've painted the walls, so you should be able to figure out which ones you need to use and which ones to avoid. Any rate, so
Avoiding why?
there are some not so nice things down there.
Okay.
Noted.
Any rate, and she puts a couple more marks on there. This is the area that leads to Saranac. She marks that on the map.
Just making sure I know it.
And then she marks a couple of other things. She shows you where on the map where the raft chamber was that you had already made your way down to once before. So like that was over here. So you're actually going to be doing a lot of stuff over here. And if you're looking for Saranac, there's some other stuff of interest. Just kind of, and she makes some notations about, just kind of stay to the green corridors, and you'll probably be better off. You can look around, but if you're, Saranac. Is there anything else that you were looking for down there?
Something about Ishthenesar?
She's like, all right, well then you may want to go ahead and try the gold corridors too, and she marks a couple of those on there. She's like, these are a little bit more sticky, but Ishthenesar gets around. So if you even want to just generally explore, you can generally explore. But this and this are the two places you're really looking for, and then that was where we kept the raft originally.
So I'm curious why you're so certain that it was those two Aeon priests that took it.
Because they're the only people who have gone missing. They got up and they left to go on an exploration that happens to be into places where the raft can go, and now they're gone. And so is my raft.
Yeah, but if they went missing over a year ago and the raft only just went missing...
They didn't go missing. They left a year ago.
Oh.
They haven't been seen in a year, but that doesn't mean that they're missing. That means that they're out there skulking about, finding new things, and not reporting in like they're supposed to, and now my raft is gone. It's gotta be those two.
Got it.
Wow. There's no axe to grind there at all.
Well, you know.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, I guess.
Is there anything else? Because I've got an experiment bubbling on the pot back here that I need to go tend to.
No, you're welcome.
Let us know if you need any paper.
Take my book.
Okay.
Oh, was that not a euphemism?
All right, so
I gotta hand it to her. I thought she'd be a lot less pleasant.
I was, she was delightfully bubbly, comparative. I mean, Aeon priests. What can you expect? All right, so I suppose we'll go take a look down. So we're looking at the green and the gold corridors.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something one closer than the other on this map?
Well, the corridor nexus looks like that's the first place you're going to go. And you did pass through there before, briefly, or at least something in its vicinity, you think, looking at the map.
So is this sort of like in hospitals where there's like a line painted on the ground of one color so that we know which hallway we're in?
It's more like periodically there are spots marked on the walls near doors.
Okay. So almost the same. Got it. All right. Well, I guess probably ought to check out the gold corridor since Ishthenesar's the next person to be looking for, or entity to be looking for.
Okay. So you head down and you reach what is probably this area that was marked on your map as the corridor nexus. And there's a skinny, awkward teenager. He's fiddling with a bunch of the devices on a bank, this like bank of devices on a wall,
Huh?
making notes in a notebook, and very excited, looking, scratching on his papers. And he flips a page, starts sketching something out, makes some notes, and you can see him. He sees you down, and he's like, "Oh, hello. Are you Aeon priests?"
No, we're from Zephan. We're looking for Ishenazar. How many eyes do you have?
He only has two. He laughs. He's like, I'm not a Shenazar.
Who are you?
I'm on it.
I'm Ristum. And these are my friends who are very quiet.
On it's like, well, I'm just taking some notes off they're very fascinating devices here. I want to be an Aeon priest, and I figure if I can learn all I can learn about the prior worlds and what's beneath here, they'll have to let me in.
You keep working with that theory.
You will always learn all you can learn.
Are you from around here?
Yep, I was born and raised in the city here, and I'd like to get out. I'd love to see. They've talked about Key and some of the other places back in the Steadfast. I'd love to see the Steadfast. There's so much there that they already know. If I could become an Aeon priest, I could travel to Key or to I could travel and see the sights, the sky fields, and the Aeon papacies.
So, kid, who do you know where the raft went? Did you see what happened?
No, I know that Gilthea and
Lazarus.
Ladris have been they've been very upset about its disappearance, but
Were you down here at the time that it happened?
maybe I don't know when it exactly went missing. I just remember overhearing them arguing about it because apparently there's something that's going to destroy us all if they don't get it back, and
So, the good news is you don't have to be an Aeon priest to go traveling on it. All you have to do is walk outside your front door.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't tell him that.
Don't.
Don't tell him that.
yeah, but
late.
it's
I already
safer.
said it.
It's
You're-
safer, and I would be able to learn things, and
Yeah, you
You're
might get
studying
yourself killed. Don't do that. So I'm wondering, have you seen any other strangers down here, other than ourselves?
there's a lot of strange things down here. There's some things down here that are very bad.
Like,
Well, I don't even know what they're all called, but there's some scary things down here. They tell me to stay to the safe parts, and I'm just supposed to stay on the green paths.
Aren't we here on the gold path?
No, there are gold paths that way. We're still at the right up underneath practically. This is the quarter nexus, and it leads out to most places in the complex.
So have you seen any other human people down here lately?
No, not since the other two AM priests left.
When was that?
Mm, 2 years maybe? Year? Something like that. I don't know, it's been a while.
Okay.
They were going to go and explore some sort of like portal or rift to some other dimension.
I just thought that because you seem so curious and so interested in the world around you that you would have paid some attention to these things.
I mean, I have been, but I mean, there are a few villagers and things that come down and they do recovery runs with the Aeon priests, but I haven't seen anybody that I don't know except you. You're the first new people I've seen.
Recovery runs?
Yeah. They recover things from the ruins and bring them back, and the priests put them together and try to make new things out of them. That's how they found the raft in the first place.
Good to know. So have you ever seen this raft in action?
Mm-mm. I've never even actually gotten to see it.
Oh.
How do you know it's a thing?
Because they talked about it. It's apparently a ship.
I could talk about a big robot dog that travels between our villages. It doesn't make it a thing.
I mean, it is a thing.
It is a thing.
Just because you've seen it.
Wait, so if a thing is not observed, it's not a thing?
I think the likelihood of it being a thing is a bit lessened.
Matter doesn't cease to exist simply because there's no sentient being there to watch it.
Sorry, I was mutely pointing out that he's not supposed to be the brains.
Just because I'm the muscle doesn't mean I'm stupid.
Well,
Well,
I'm just not good at Numenera.
that's actually one of the good things about the Numenera system is that you're not, because of the way that the skills are assigned, you don't necessarily have to be all brawn and no brains.
But to be fair, I do have an intellect pool of 8.
And inabilities in all 3 Numenera skills.
Yes.
Yes, but those are Numenera skills. Those aren't logic skills or,
Right.
Things like that. I mean, you could, but you don't. Do you?
I went to art school. What do I know?
Apparently they don't teach literacy at art school.
They teach typography.
How to make stuff look pretty.
Letrins.
Okay.
Sorry,
So
little
you see
derailed
a
there.
number of corridors at this point. You can see that...
So we just walked away from him. Is that?
well, I mean...
I think we were pretty much done with him. Yeah.
yeah,
He's like, what is wrong with these people?
he's busy. He's doing.
I'm just hoping that
Things.
inquisitive children pick up on things, and maybe it's not as clear cut as Gelthia thought it was.
Well, it's possible. Let's go find Shenazar.
Okay.
So we head toward the gold corridors.
So he's like, oh! As you start to walk away, and he runs to catch up with you. I just remembered. He's like, take this corridor here. It leads down to the misty corridors. And I remember Gilthea once told me that the creature moves around randomly, but every day at about noon and midnight, it tends to be down here.
The creature
Mhm.
is Thuzar?
Yeah.
Shenazar.
Ishvarzar.
Bless you.
Are you sure it's not the one that wants the raft?
No, it's the Shenazar. The Shenazar are the many eyes.
All right. Well, I'm sure no harm can come to us going down the hallways called the Misty Corridors.
Right? As directed by some teenager snot-nosed little...
Named on it.
Right? I'm on it.
What the thing's name is called? Just the creature.
Right? Are we sure it's the right creature? Okay. Why don't you go ahead and hand us those intervention cards now, Andrew?
Actually, I will hand out one of those for each of you, but not for that purpose. We should start with one.
Thank you.
You grabbed 2. I was like, wait a minute,
Wait
we're
a
not
minute.
playing this game again. Thank you for passing that along.
without having to be told.
So you can see with the way the tunnels are marked, he kind of points you in the direction of one that is supposed to take you to some sort of misty corridor. And if you look at your map properly and what you think, there's another chamber, another corridor that should be over this way, and you kind of see where it is, and sure enough, there's one that should lead to the portal to Saranac.
Very confused about the orientations down here. I mean, I guess this is what happens when you have a prior world complex that's built on different worlds and different things.
Yeah, and the corridors down here, they're all... It actually doesn't... They don't like have like hard lines.
Mm-hmm.
They're all loopy, wrapping corridors.
So while we're doing this with the map available to me,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to familiarize myself with the area.
Sorry, loopy wrapping corridors just went someplace completely different in my brain.
The mall at Christmas. I get it.
Flashbacks. Too many flashbacks.
Definitely, yes. But
Yes.
so Riston will familiarize herself with the area, though,
Mm-hmm.
so that she can.
Did you have... Oh, wait, no, that photographic memory thing was a one-shot, wasn't it?
No, I actually have.
It was a
it's.
cipher.
Oh yeah, that's a cipher. But my character has a special ability to familiarize. So as long as I take an hour studying a region, and I, at least for this purpose, this area, I'd like to consider that a region.
Okay.
So I guess Court and I will stand around twiddling our thumbs as
Well, no, I have to explore it. So
All right, so for the purpose of this hour, as we're exploring through, you're memorizing it.
Yes.
Fantastic. You're useful to have. I like it.
thanks. I think you're a Hari, right?
Oh, Harry? Yeah.
Oh, Harry. Okay.
Alejandro.
Oh, Harry. I was just trying to remember what characters, because I had other characters that were tied in, but I changed out the names.
Okay.
All right. So we explore.
Okay. As you begin to explore,
Uh-oh.
Told you.
He's going to shuffle.
He's going to shuffle them.
I don't have to shuffle these.
Are you sure? How will you know, will you know that they're random?
How will we know that they're random?
I know.
Maybe you stack the deck against us.
Yeah.
I mean, you are the GM.
They all look like this. They're all ones.
He should mix in a random 4.
If you're
That
watching
doesn't
at
happen
home,
that way.
if you're watching at home, I'm holding up a card that has a great big 1 on it.
If you're
This
listening,
is the worst Uno deck
Watching,
ever.
listening, whatever. They knew what I meant. They're all blue with 1s on them. Go
it's a very
fish.
fast game of Uno.
Well, I have a blue one also.
See? Andrew could make up some that say pick 4.
But the best game of Go Fish ever.
Yeah, so, do you have a blue 1? Damn it.
No.
So, as you start to head down the corridor, pass this to Deborah.
See?
Deborah.
All right, so I will take my 1 XP card and I will hand it to Monica since we're here in the land of Numenera.
Because, I'm going to roll a 1 later on. I'm going to need that.
That is true. You do roll an awful lot of 1s.
Unless it's yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you
I
were
used
rocking?
all my really good die rolls yesterday. We were so in trouble.
Dang it.
You burned through a lot of really crap rolls too, though.
Oh, that's true. And I burnt through like 4 XP so that I didn't critically fail.
She had like 2 nat 20s.
All right.
I know, it was really exciting.
All right. Yeah. You don't usually get those.
No,
Right,
but I had
so
three
Deborah?
three
Yes.
threes in a row.
I need an intellect defense roll.
Oh, okay. Because I have an ability that gives me defense rolls to resist mental effects. Does that help?
It does.
Fantastic. Because my intellect is a 12.
You just roll your d20.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll my d20
Take your chances.
with a 3. I think that is not a great roll. So I believe that I will take a reroll on that.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Time to wake up. Come on.
Oh dear.
Wake up, everybody. Ooh, 17.
17.
Much better.
It is much better. You start to find yourself kind of like drifting. Your mind is kind of like wandering, and you're a little disoriented for a moment,
Uh-huh.
but you kind of, it's like the walls or something are reading your thoughts, or it's just in the air.
Well, I don't like
But
that.
it's like, starts dredging things up, but you manage to keep from.
Okay. Oh, so the one thing that I did not mention about my character is that I do in fact have an animal companion, which is a draka, which is a large I mean
The mosquito.
it's like a blue bottle fly, but like
Football sized, isn't it?
yes. Up to a foot in length. So yeah, more or less football size. So sorry. And his name is Jeff. Spelled with a PH. And so okay, so I'm feeling odd,
Mm-hmm.
and the walls are thinking at me and rolling through my memories.
Or something is. But it kind of feels like it's surrounding you, whatever it is. It's like your memories are almost like they're bubbling out and filling that space around you.
I stop. Guys,
Yes.
is anybody else feeling a little weird right now?
About this whole thing.
No?
No, I definitely feel the way I did before.
You all kind of get the sensation that maybe you're being watched. Now that she's kind of drawn your attention to it.
I have sensing danger.
Not particularly.
Okay.
So I just yeah. I feel like there's something going on in my head right now.
Maybe like Shazam is watching
Ishkenazar?
you. Ishkenazar is watching you. Ishkenazar of the many eyes.
No, I feel like somebody's going through my brain like a filing cabinet, and that's not a great feeling. And I think that we need to not be in this corridor anymore,
Okay.
or else move through it quicker. I don't know which would be better.
All right. Can we take a quick look around and see if there's anything in the area that might be responsible for that?
No, but go ahead and give me a perception roll and see what you might see.
Okay.
18.
4.
17 again.
All right, Deborah, you and Scott. You guys, you can't find anything that seems to be the source of it, but up ahead, you guys can see faint, wispy tendrils of mist just around the curve of the corridor.
Well, this is the misty corridors. Feels like truth in advertising.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, if that mist is anything related to what I'm feeling, I don't think we should go into it.
But we also know that Shenazar is probably going to be down here right about now. Well, okay.
Is the mist moving, or is it just, or like, I mean, is it like roiling in place, or is it actively moving towards us?
No,
Is it
it's
moving
kinda
away
the
from
same where it
us?
is. You can just see a couple of tendrils of it that are kind of like lazily drifting back and forth.
Was it these characters where we had tendrils attacking us last time? Or am I having flashbacks to something else?
That might have been the Alaskan base.
Yes, I think you're right. Okay. Never mind then. Then this character has no memory of tendrils attacking, so we're good.
It's all right, y'all.
Okay, we're fine. All right. Okay then. Well, jeepers.
So Ristom's like, Shenazar? Are you down here?
No response.
Well, that was worth a shot.
Okay. You know what? Let's move on through it.
All right.
Okay.
What's the worst that could happen?
I mean, we could all just be, wiped of our memories and
Right.
left without any knowledge of what it is we're supposed to be doing, wandering around in, the...
Having somebody remind us how to having somebody remind us to chew and swallow our
Yeah,
food.
I mean, there are worse things that could happen to us.
Right?
All right, so we're going to move forward.
All right, so you guys
And
continue.
shoulder my axe.
All right, you shoulder
Yeah,
your axe.
Yeah, I was just saying, pull arm out.
So you
Yeah.
you start moving past the corridors that you've seen so far. A lot of it has been cast off devices and broken pieces of things.
Ooh,
Um,
can I try salvaging for Numenera while we're here?
yeah, you can stop and salvage.
I mean,
Might as well. You never know what might come in handy.
I rolled a 7, but I actually am trained in salvaging Numenera.
You find a cipher.
Yeah, I love finding ciphers. It's like Christmas. Only there's no Christmas in the Ninth World. I'm sure they have some holiday.
They have to have holidays. Everybody has to have holidays.
The first one? Okay. Oh, that'll be nice. Ooh. I found a stem that I will...
Well, do you have the ability to analyze? That's what it is. I'm giving that to you as a player. But
So, it doesn't say what my inabilities are. I know that we all have inabilities
and
related
if it doesn't
to...
say, you don't have one.
Okay, then I do not have one.
Yeah, I have problems in that because I have inabilities for tasks involving lore knowledge or understanding.
Yeah, no, I don't have any inabilities then. All right. So I need to take a look at it to determine what it is. Okay.
Stuff's broke.
Stuff's
Right.
broke. 13.
Yeah, you can tell it's a stem.
Okay. Nice.
It is a level 2.
It is a level 2. Well, good.
So, she spends about a half an hour rooting through stuff in the corridor.
You're right. There's no way they would know if there was something missing or not. Look, I'm going to take this and they'll never know it was gone.
That's what I'm saying.
They've got some shoddy security around here.
You think? They've got a 12-year-old running around like he owns the place.
He might. You never know.
That is true. He might be.
Directing people down the death
He's a
corridor.
little bit older than 12. He's probably more like 16 or 17. But
That's far worse.
Because that makes him more of an authority.
it's in more trouble.
It does.
And what if he's one of the malevolent creatures that's floating around that's not as human as he thinks he is, as he appears to be? But oh well.
Too late now. We just took his advice to come down this crazy corridor.
I'm regretting that advice as we speak.
Right? So we continue down this awful corridor.
Fantastic. Here we go.
All right. So you head down a little bit further, and the piles as you head down the corridor start to look fancier and more interesting. They're like more and more stuff buried down here. And there is pink mist that is curling about your feet. It's kind of filling the air.
Oh, he didn't say it was pink before. Now that we know it's pink.
It's pink.
There's obviously a problem.
Well, you didn't see it before real clearly. It was just up ahead. Now
was just
you
hazy.
moved into it, and it's clearly pink.
It's
Everything
probably
is
just the light.
Right. It's pink. There's nothing wrong with pink things, right?
It's a girl.
It's a girl. Don't be gender in the mist.
Here's my reveal video, y'all.
We
So-
continue down. I'm going to resist the urge to salvage here. I feel like maybe it's a trap.
Just a little bit. Maybe just a little bit. Look, it's awful shiny. Don't you want it?
Yeah,
Don't you want to take
I
it?
need to shed his arm.
All right, so everybody needs to give me a. Actually, everybody takes a point of speed damage,
What?
and it ignores armor.
What?
Well, I have no armor, so okay. Do we feel that damage?
Yeah, it's stinging in your lungs.
Oh.
All right. I'm going to go phasing.
Well, I'm thinking we should just back out of the corridor. There might be a reason why Shenazar comes down here and that we can't.
He doesn't have a physical body.
Well, whatever this is may not hurt his physical body.
Yeah. Okay. Then never mind. We will just leave. Quickly.
So you back away.
Yeah.
Okay. You start walking out of it. Scott.
She already had to re-roll.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Ooh, man, this mic cord.
I know these
So as you start to walk out and you kind of like exit the mist, you notice that large patches of it are sticking to Scott and like clinging to him.
You picked up some hitchhikers cotton candy. I don't recommend that.
Yeah, I don't think that would be a good. That would not be a
That's
good plan.
Terrible idea.
Yeah, no, let's not do that.
As you're like pulling away and leaving through, it starts to like burn your arms.
So, are there pieces of metal or anything in the stacks next to us right here in the corridor? Okay, I'm gonna grab something and just try to use a piece of metal to scrape it off of him.
Like you like scrape and like trying to scrape off fog. It's about that effective. It like, moves around and then continues to like eat at his skin. Scott, take another point of speed.
Ugh.
All right, so I try to blow the fog away.
It's pretty much just hanging on you in this one patch at this point. There's like chunks, like little wispy bits of it on your clothes here and there. But the worst of it is this one that's like actually working at dissolving your skin. You can see it's like reddening up, and in a couple of spots it starts to like bubble just a little bit.
That's gonna leave a mark.
Do I have like a water canteen or something in my explorer's pack? Is that a reasonable?
That is a reasonable thing.
Okay, I try to pour water over it to kind of dampen.
So you douse it in water.
Yeah.
And that seems to clear it up. So while she's pulling out the canteen and then pouring it on your arm, take another 2 points.
Holy moly!
Wow. I saw Neon Priest do this once.
Are you okay?
I mean, it stings. Like a lot.
Rub some dirt on it, you'll be fine. Walk it off.
Nah.
It looks like a pretty bad sunburn.
It'll peel to make my tattoo shinier.
Parts of it are already peeling. The parts that had been bubbling.
Gross.
Ew. Don't be flicking your dead skin at me.
Where's that little turd?
He's upstairs. We'll get him.
And again, this is one of those, gold marked corridors.
We're back in the gold mark corridor.
No, that's what he led you down, was a gold marked corridor.
Yes, but
The so-called Misty Corridor was a gold corridor.
oh, weird.
What time of day is it?
It was kind of getting on noon. It wasn't quite noon yet.
So maybe the mist was Ishkenazar.
Maybe. But I called his name and he didn't answer.
Unless that was his answer.
Oh, that wasn't very nice. Not a very hospitable creature with many eyes.
No, and they said he was supposed to be more benevolent than malevolent.
Yeah. Well, we'll try down a different.
Different gold corridor.
Yep.
Should we do the green one first?
Yeah, I think I want to leave gold alone right now if we can.
Okay. So you track your way back and think you found a way towards one of the other. You want to do green or gold?
I see green this time.
Yeah, we'll try the green corridors.
Okay. That portal was down one of the green corridors.
As we whisper, they probably heard all of that, but whatever.
Well, it's a little distracting. I'm not going to lie.
It was. Someone identified Deborah.
Dun dun dun!
Dun dun dun.
What, in the chat?
Yeah.
Hasn't shown me anything yet. What the heck? Oh, there it is.
You have to join it.
It was
So
just-
anyway.
It's just very weird, the whole thing.
Just
whole
got
thing.
to have surgery. He seems quiet tonight.
Nice.
No, I'm just playing a character that's not suited to doing Numenera type stuff.
All right, so down our
And
green.
chomping on a mint.
And chomping on a mint.
Chomping on the mint, please. Yeah.
It's very minty. Minty fresh. Not curiously strong, though.
No.
So you head down this other corridor,
Mm-hmm.
and it's still piles of stuff, but it's not quite as piled up as the gold corridor you were down before, and it leads to a chamber, and it opens up, and there's a wide portal, and it seems to.
This
It's kind of like floating in the air, just this sort of amorphous, odd space.
Well, this must be the portal to Saranac.
Well, I mean, if the priest went to Saranac and they took it with them, then should we go through the portal?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure how they would have gone. I'm not sure what we'll do in Saranac without a portal, though.
Shoot an arrow into it.
That is a terrible plan.
As you stand there looking through the portal, things just start coming into view, and you can see faces.
Can we see
silvery faces?
Can we see the whites of
floating.
their eyes?
No, they're just like silvered faces
Okay, well then we're safe.
floating on the other side.
I don't think your logic holds.
I read that in a book somewhere.
Cause the last floaty thing we saw hurt us.
Yes. But we see silvery faces. Do they look human or do they look humanoid?
They're
or
humanoid. I mean,
Okay.
they're very similar to humans. They're a little bit more angular, but they look human,
Okay.
and they're distorted from the ripples of the portal.
I wave at one. Just wave.
Nothing happens.
Okay. So they don't appear to see us.
Mm-mm.
Okay. I think going through the portal would be dangerous at this point, since we don't know what's on the other side. I mean, we may have to eventually, very soon, but I'd kind of like to find this Shenazar before we make that leap.
Okay. You're the one with the Numenera experience, so
Okay. Well, we'll keep looking then. Continue through. Is there another corridor?
Well, there, you
on
can
the-
continue out of this chamber even. There's
Okay.
another corridor that leads out of it.
All right. We'll pass through then.
Okay. It kind of like loops around and leads you in a confusing set of directions. You continue to try to stay on that green path at each door. You think you're doing a pretty good job of doing so when the corridor opens up again into another chamber. This small chamber is thick with incomprehensible items that variously glow and hum. And there's this like thundering presence in your brain, and it says, "Where is it?
Oh, we didn't realize we were coming.
You should have brought it with you. I have been waiting."
Hi, Oriel. We are still... Well, we aren't still doing anything. We just got here. We didn't mean to intrude on your space.
You are not
Please.
the emissaries sent to turn over the raft,
Absolutely
as your
not.
people call it.
Absolutely not. We did not realize that we had found your living quarters. My apologies.
Mental defense roll, Monica.
Okay.
good luck.
19!
Well done.
Okay.
Good roll.
Yay!
So what brings you here?
We were looking for Senazar.
You should check up in the misty corridors.
We did that. The corridors tried to eat us. Ooh, it was not pleasant.
It is not my concern that you are fragile.
Why?
Carry back word to your elders that their time grows short. I need the vessel.
So does this make us your emissaries?
If so, you want to call it.
Well, I get paid for doing stuff like that.
That's gutsy.
Well, I mean, if he's going to call me fragile, then he's going to have to pay for that.
I take a step back.
This is the thing that you're seeing. It is basically a humanoid body.
Ew.
No, it's a
with-
brain with arms and legs.
I was getting there. It's got arms and legs, but there are no hands, and its head is pretty much entirely a brain
Okay, and no feet.
and no feet.
And no
So
feet.
we know where to hit it.
Yes, in the brain.
Yeah, I take a step
it's
away
huge.
from her because when the lightning strikes,
It's
It's big.
when you say huge, you mean like
It's big.
much
It's
larger
bigger.
than humans?
Yes.
Okay.
bigger than an elephant,
Not quite elephant-sized.
Okay.
so rhino.
Rhino-sized.
Okay,
All right.
let's not piss off the rhino-sized brain. Because thoughts hurt.
Yeah. No, I totally got lucky. I have no idea what kind of danger I'm facing here.
Right? Just ouch.
I am certain that the Aeon priests are aware of the time restriction that you have placed on them.
Their time grows short. My patience grows thin.
So, was this raft your raft before?
That is not your concern.
Well, you say you need it, and obviously you have a reason to need it, and doesn't seem like they took it from you. Just trying to figure out why someone would need a raft and why so many people would need a raft. Seem to be an awful lot of people looking for this raft.
There's not even any water around here.
I know. I mean, rafts are usually water vessels.
It is a water vessel. And is so much more. The depths of space, the deeps of the ocean, beyond.
Okay. So where are you going?
That is none of your concern.
But it's my concern that you get this vessel.
It should be, if you wish to live.
I have a very loose relationship with life. Okay.
Yeah, okay, thanks. We're gonna go make sure that everyone understands that time is short now.
The one in charge.
Ladris?
Make sure she knows. I will not be cheated.
Why does she owe you this raft?
I will not be cheated.
Okay.
Take the words to her.
Well, that sounds like there's a deal involved here. And now you're putting us into your conflict with the Aeon priests.
They put you into conflict with me by bringing you here.
No, we're just walking around.
You are part of that village.
No, we're
Nope.
no, we're not. No, we're definitely not part of this village. We're
Then-
from Zevon.
You are as part of the village as any other two-legged humanoid that walks through. It's not like you are plants. You do not put down roots. You pass through places. You are a part of the village. You will die when I come to claim it, if it is not given to me.
You're gonna kill all the people on the ninth world?
Everyone will die in the village. Naradarin will fall. Take that word back to your masters.
They're not our masters, but okay.
Shoulder the axe, walk out the room.
Okay.
I'm gonna go break the portal.
Well, you can't break the portal.
Yeah, you're not actually through it. The portal goes someplace else.
I know.
Okay.
I'm walking back to the other room with the portal.
Okay.
I just kind of half call back. I'm just gonna go break the portal. This is ridiculous.
Well, you don't know where he's going, though. He may not be going through the portal.
I don't care.
Okay. I'm down with that.
Okay, sure. Why not?
This is weird. You'd think a big brain like that would be able to, like, get around on his own, wouldn't you?
I knew there was stuff she wasn't telling us.
Well, I knew there was stuff she wasn't telling us either, but... Oh, we can go, like, you know...
But she told you that somebody was going to destroy the village.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah, no,
But
we knew
the
that.
whole bargain dealy kind of implications that he's got going on, that he won't be cheated. That's the part that,
Seems a little weird.
yeah,
Seems a little off.
yeah. Where's that coming from?
They played poker.
I mean, you know, strip poker, okay, because, well, he doesn't have a lot,
Sabec.
you know. But, oh, it's so silly. Okay, right. So, I just, this whole thing is weird.
Yeah, so as we walk through the corridor, I just start saying, Shanazar!
Okay.
Shanazar!
Polo,
Shanazar!
Polo.
Time is
spy
short.
with my 30 eyes.
Right?
3 wandering people. Oh, it's us!
Wait. The answer is always a tree or a telephone pole.
There aren't any trees or telephone poles down here.
Right.
Scott, give me an intellect defense roll.
Uh-oh.
17.
Ooh.
Fancy.
Fancy. You start to get that same disoriented feeling again. Kind of rolls in. Memories kind of get churned about. And you start to remember things. Weird. And you can almost like see them flip past. And then it's gone. It's just sort of like this cotton candy then left over in your brain of bittersweet and sweet memories.
I got it too.
Fun, wasn't it?
I'm gonna go punch somebody.
Well, there's this great big brain.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Well, okay.
Because there's a dar is gonna fall.
There's also another Aeon priest that's
No.
not missing a hand.
No, that's Naranadin to you.
And I'm feeling kind of crappy.
I wonder why she's missing a hand. That's really interesting. All right. So calling through the corridors has not turned up our friend of the many eyes, huh?
Unless the
Not
friend
yet.
of the many A's rolled through our brains.
Which is possible. It's kind of rude.
Kinda.
By kind of, I mean really.
Mm-hmm. I do not approve.
No. We'll head back up toward the mist corridors
Okay.
since we've been
Wanna
sent.
go back.
I know, but we've been sent there twice.
All right. You think you know your way back there.
Well, I hope I do because I've been familiarizing myself with this place.
Right? And we have a map.
Yes.
Okay.
That I've been able to add to, I hope.
Right.
Deep breath and a run.
Oh, yeah, I guess. I mean, if it gets on our skin, it's going to hurt us, but...
I'm gonna activate phasing
It
before
didn't
I...
actually do anything to the two of you.
Yeah,
Okay.
well.
It only seemed to be interested in Larry.
Do you have cyber bits? Okay.
Might be because I was wielding a weapon.
Maybe. We'll see.
It's possible. Pig.
Could be just it tastes good.
It's conceivable. Wait, you don't always slide pig after it's possible? Right. Unless I'm at work, I do.
All right. You go first. No, just kidding.
Missed. Very dangerous. You go first.
So you take a deep breath and run in. Okay. It gets thicker the further in you go. And with you, it starts to like cling to you. And you can feel it actually like almost like it's touching your skin. You can feel like strips of it pulling against your face. And it starts to burn under your eyes, along your ears, across your mouth. And then it's like on your arms where your sleeves are uncovered. And it's starting to like burn there too. You run pretty deep into it, and you think you run for maybe a minute or two. And you're starting to get that like. So go ahead and take 2 speed damage, and give me a might roll because it's just getting thicker in here. And
18.
okay. So for the moment, you are still holding your breath, but you're pretty certain that's not going to go much longer. You can tell things are starting to swim off to the sides. And what are the two of you doing? He just like dashed into it.
We'll follow him, obviously.
I was going to wait and see if he spoke from the other side.
We go and be all
Again,
logical.
the corridors kind of turn, so I mean, you can't tell if he makes it through to another side.
Yeah.
And he hasn't said anything yet.
Well, that's because he's holding his breath. I follow, but
All right.
Ristam follows him.
I'm going to follow too, but I'm using my phase ability.
Oh,
Okay.
well, then we
Because
should have sent you in.
we should have, but he went first. I was going to go first, but he just took off.
So
He only has an 8 mental pool.
Right?
He follows directions well.
so phased.
So
Deborah.
with my phase sprint, I can run up to a long distance as long as I take no other actions. During the action and until the beginning of the next turn, I am partially phased, and some attacks pass through you harmlessly. While phased, you gain an asset to your speed defense tasks, but you lose any benefit from armor you wear.
Okay.
And it is an action, so.
Whatever it is does not seem to be affecting you while you are running out of phase.
Booyah. Shoo. So if can I take it, like, am I passing him, or?
Yeah, you kind of pass him because you're able to breathe. You're not having any troubles.
Since I'm phased, can I grab him, or would that be considered an action, or?
Grabbing him,
Mm-hmm.
you could grab him.
Okay. So I'm going to try and,
Because unless he's resisting you, you would basically just kind of like reach out and take his hand and
pull him along.
pull.
Yeah, okay.
And I wouldn't say that that's a significant action.
Okay. So, yeah. Well, and then the other question is, with the phasing, if it's anything, or...
You pass right through him. No.
That's, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm worried about.
So yeah, you reach out and you're like, whew. Oh, that was nice.
So, apparently, although it doesn't say that I can't take people with me, but it doesn't say that I can.
I believe there are other abilities that let you take people with you.
Okay. Or it might be higher in the farther along the skill chart when I'm older and stronger and bigger and better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, dang it. Sorry. I tried.
Whatever.
So, do I come out on the other side of the mist?
You are further in, and you kind of like come around a corner,
Mm-hmm.
and there's this crystalline form with 1,000 eyes, each one different, looking out of each of the facets of the crystal.
Ishkanazar.
And we're going to take a break there.
Okay.
We'll be back in 10.